Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. Today is, well, let's do the whole darn weekend. Saturday, the 19th of June is National Free BSD Day, National Garfield the Cat Day, National Martini Day, and National Watch Day. It's also Juneteenth, which is now a new federal holiday.
Yes, it is.
Sunday, June the 20th, American Eagle Day, National Hike with a Geek Day. What? National Vanilla Milkshake Day, National Ice Cream Soda Day, Turkey Lovers Day, Annie and Samantha Day, National Seashells Day, National Summer, actually, I'm sorry, not national, but Summer Begins, and it's Father's Day. All of those things happening.
Kinds of
Busy,
stuff.
busy. And there's even some I didn't even get to. In addition to that, I've got a guest. My guest today, Jordan Goodman, America's Money Answers Man. We'll have him coming up in a bit.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. According to new research of 2,000 millennials and Gen Z Americans, 70% said that the top lesson they learned in 2020 was to not sweat the small stuff and just learn to go with the flow. I agree with that. It's a good thing to do. Nearly 3 out of 4 respondents agreed that they're finally prioritizing themselves and their own needs for the first time in a long time. A different study says teenagers who use smartphones for more than 2 hours a day are more likely to gorge on junk food. Researchers adds these tech-obsessed teens eat less fruits and veggies than other adolescents. So there you go. You agree with all that stuff?
Yeah, that's just common sense.
Well,
if somebody's sitting around for hours at a time, they're
just wanted to
really
see.
not being healthy.
There you are. It is surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At BetterCreditCards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. BetterCreditCards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
This is your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by timeforrehab.com. Florida woman pummeled her girlfriend after hearing the victim, quote, talking in her sleep about an ex, end quote.
Oh.
Ooh, that's probably a bad thing. Police were called after 911 was dialed by a neighbor. 21-year-old victim at the apartment that she shares with a 23-year-old girlfriend. Victim told police she was sleeping in the residence, awoken by the girl who said, hey, you were talking in your sleep about an ex. Anyway, turned into a big old fight. The girl was arrested, the one that was beating up the other girl. And it turns out that in addition to this, she's been convicted of charges with marijuana and DUI, disorderly conduct. So she's made all kinds of bad decisions.
Bad choices.
Yeah, they found some baggies filled with pot. A lot of stuff going on in this story. We're done. That's what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. A fashion designer says that Chrissy Teigen once bullied him to the point where he almost took his own life.
Whoa.
Yeah, so apparently, she's kind of hard to work with from the sounds of it.
It doesn't sound like she's a very good person at all.
You know what? There's two sides to every story. So I don't know the rest of it.
I don't know how you can justify some of this.
There's a lot of stuff coming up, but I'm saying we haven't heard her side. Maybe there's a reasonable explanation.
Yeah.
There's a giant maybe there. Heidi Klum posted a new photo on Instagram rooting for Germany's soccer team in it says here, dangerously tiny crop top.
She is just adorable.
She seems like a neat lady. Now, some of it's a little bizarre. Tiger King's Joe Exotic is launching his own cannabis line. So he's going to have his own line of cannabis.
Isn't he in prison?
Yeah. It's not going to stop him, Heidi. You can't stop Joe Exotic.
Apparently.
No. That is Big Screen, Little Screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of RadioSavings.com. Japanese game giant Nintendo announced they're going to transform a factory that once manufactured games into a museum to preserve the company's history. Nintendo anticipates the gallery being complete by March 2024.
I think that's great. That makes sense.
It does make sense. In case you missed it, the Wasabi, that is the name of the dog, Pekingese, won Best in Show at the 145th Westminster Kennel Club Dog Show, and I forgot to go again. Doggone it. Pekingese, by the way, is a breed, a toy dog breed originated in China, and the winning dog from the Westminster Dog Show celebrated with a trip to New York's Empire State Building. So that's kind of cool.
That's fantastic.
I think the dog said, hey, I want to go to that building over there.
Yeah.
Probably not. A viral dash cam shows a South African fuel supply truck being attacked by an angry elephant.
Oh, jeepers.
Yeah. Never think about that. You know, driving around here, I've never once thought, I better be careful that I don't run into an angry elephant.
Right.
So that's probably a good thing. And the Velocicoaster at Universal Studios is now being called America's scariest roller coaster. So, would you want to ride the Velocicoaster? Is that your thing?
I don't mind roller coasters, actually. I kind of like roller coasters, but I don't know if I'd want to go on the world's scariest
I don't think that
roller
would be your
coaster.
New report claims that hackers can spy on you through your Peloton, which is one more reason we don't have one. So, and they're really expensive. And even if we had it, it would probably have laundry hanging on it. So, just, a plethora of reasons. And finally, a new report claims there's an imminent threat at a nuclear power plant in China. That's the end of the story. I have nothing else.
All right.
That's kind of scary. I don't know that that's a good plan. Can somebody intervene and help make sure that doesn't get worse? Very, very scary. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, but I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you peck out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. On the phone right now, I have America's Money Answers man, Mr. Jordan Goodman. Jordan, how you doing, sir?
Great to be with you, John.
Always a pleasure to visit with you. Now, we quite often talk about financial things and how things are impacting, your bottom line. Last year, a lot of people didn't travel, so this year there's a lot of people that are taking off and going places, and that kind of adds up, doesn't it?
Well, it really does. There are ways of saving money on that, but things are getting very booked. Hotels and car rentals and planes. It's like complete opposite of a year ago, John. Complete opposite. So let me just go through a few ways that people can save money on travel. All of these are in the resource section at moneyanswers.com. As far as flights, hotels, and cars, Hotwire is a place you can get up to 40% off. All these different things. That's a good one. If you want to go and you have pets, you can go and pet sit for other people, and they'll pet sit for you, and you get to stay at their place for free. It's a place called Trusted House Sitters. So you can see all over the world people at places you want to go, and they may have a dog or a cat, and you take care of theirs, they take care of yours. It's like an exchange kind of thing. If you want to do kind of group adventure travel, could be hiking, it could be whitewater rafting, all kinds of adventure travel. There's a place called G Adventures, which is like small group travel, and save a lot of money and have a lot of fun. Those are just three examples.
That sounds like a lot of fun. And with more people getting out and traveling and doing things, does that impact, when you look at the stocks for the different travel companies, for the airlines, for all that, does that all kind of trickle down and make an impact there as well?
No. Well, they've come up a lot. They were very depressed last year because they were not fly many people, and the cruise lines were completely closed down. Now that they've opened up, the stocks are up a lot because they're coming back, but the anticipation is there's going to be even more. And there's a shortage of workers in the travel industry. It's hard to get people to work in hotels and restaurants, and the shortage of pilots and so on. So it's come back so quickly that we've got a bit of a labor shortage in the travel industry as well.
And now cruise lines for a while were shut down for, I think, over a year. And I know that some of the first cruise lines are back out and they're out cruising again. Is that going to most likely impact the prices of the stocks for the cruise companies as well?
Yeah, cruise lines have come back a lot. They're still not going out of the United States. They are going in Europe to some extent. But Florida is still shut down, and these cruise lines are having a battle with the Centers for Disease Control over the procedures, because what they don't want is to have a cruise line go out, have people get sick, spread the virus to the whole cruise line, which is one of the first things that happened back in the beginning. Remember, it's like you don't want that to happen. So hopefully by September or so, and they'll probably have protocols where everybody has to be vaccinated, all kinds of health protocols, but right now the cruise lines are still not back and operating. I just wanted to mention one other, John. If you want to get tickets for events, I list something called Ticket Liquidator, where you can get the last-minute tickets for sporting events, theater tickets, concerts, all kinds of special events. They put them up on their website, and you can get them 40, 50% off on all kinds of events. So there's just a lot of really good ways to enjoy yourself, but also save some money in today's travel world.
Absolutely. And they can find those resources on your website, and that is moneyanswers.com. What do they click once they get there?
So that's what's called the Resource Center. And so you just click on the Resource Center and look under Travel and all the different things we were talking about. You click right through to all these different things.
Very, very cool. Now, going kind of back to the stock thing once again, if people right now decide, hey, I want to invest in some of these companies that are not quite back yet, would this typically be a good time to do that, knowing that, you know, the cruise industry eventually is going to come back? If their stocks are down right now, would that be maybe a kind of a good idea to buy while it's low?
I mean, the stocks aren't down that much because they were way down last year, but they've come back in anticipation. Even though they're not cruising yet, their stocks have moved up in anticipation of them starting to cruise. So yeah, Norwegian Cruise Lines and Carnival are the two biggest stocks that have a majority of the cruise line industry. So yes, I think we're going to get back to cruising. People have missed out on that for the last year and a half or so. So I think it's going to come back quite strong once the CDC gives them standards that they're willing to follow.
And Jordan, if folks would like to connect with you, maybe ask a question, how do they get a hold of you, sir?
So moneyanswers.com is my website. I get emails from your folks all the time, John, and they can either look at all the different resources, ask me questions. I do radio shows and blogs and newsletters, all kinds of things at moneyanswers.com.
Again, our guest today, Jordan Goodman, America's Money Answers Man. His website, once again, moneyanswers.com.
Addiction. It's not a pretty thing. Addiction can lead to many problems in your life. Addiction can drive away those who love you the most. And addiction can lead to the loss of jobs, relationships, and even your life. Don't let addiction tear your life apart anymore. Get the help you need to defeat addiction and put the pieces back together in your life. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. They want to help. Timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
There are about 7,000 donut shops in the USA. That's a lot of donut shops.
That's a whole lot of donut shops.
And I'm not really good at math, so I'm going to use the calculator function on my... so 7,000 divided by... There's 50 states, so that would be about 140 donut shops per state. And I know it's not going to be equal, but that's a lot of donut shops. Do you have a favorite type of donut?
Do you like donuts? I just kind of like donuts.
I do too. I'm a big fan. Any kind of donut you put in front of me, I will probably eat it.
Most likely I'm going to eat it. Yeah, I'm not
I like
complain.
baked donuts. I've had some of those. Oh, those are even better. Again, today's fun fact, 7,000 donut shops in the US of A. That's your fun fact. Now you know. Thanks for listening to The John and Heidi Show.
Do you have a credit card? We'd like to help you get a better credit card. If you don't have any credit cards, we'd like to help you too. At bettercreditcards.com, we have credit cards that offer different things for different people. Some cards offer points. Some cards are designed to help you build your credit. Bettercreditcards.com wants to help you get a better credit card, no matter what you're looking for. See if we can help you find a better credit card at bettercreditcards.com. bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
RadioTravelGroup.com presents a news headline from somewhere in this world. Dateline India. A man in India recently passed away. Now, that happens every day. What makes this story so unique?
Right.
He had 39 wives.
Whoa.
What? 39 wives? Can you even imagine? How weird would that be?
I could.
So if I had 38 other wives, would you still be my wife?
Oh, no.
If I had one other wife, would you still be?
No.
I was going to say, that's kind of where I thought we'd be. Not that I'm trying to add another wife, but 39 wives.
I don't think you can hardly handle the one you got.
Well,
so
there are days, but I certainly don't know how I can handle 38 more. That is a news headline from somewhere in this world.
At WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com, we help you get ready for all the fun holidays throughout the year with fun, silly, and just plain weird gift ideas for your friends. If you have a friend who has a bizarre sense of humor, we've got a gift for them. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com posts a link to something that will make you smile each and every day. Whether you buy these weird gifts or not, it's worth checking out just for a smile. WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. That's WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
Now some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. What a bizarre story out of Milwaukee. A woman admitted to setting her sleeping husband on fire.
whoa.
Well, she thinks that he might have poisoned her chicken wings. What? 29-year-old Tuhansti Marie Smith confessed to authorities that she waited for her spouse to fall asleep and then lit his head on fire.
Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine
She
how
suspected
painful that would
earlier in the
be.
day, he might have put a little poison on her chicken wings. Around 4 a.m. the next day, she filled a cup with lighter fluid, poured it on his head, and used a lighter to ignite it. Emergency responders arrived at the home, rushed the man to the hospital. Burns on his chest and head and ears and neck and hands and face.
Oh, I can't even imagine.
Recovering now, the husband told authorities that he'd been acting strangely the last 3 or 4 months, or she had rather, and he said the pair had gotten into a fight the night that she set him on fire. He said he planned on leaving her, and he was going to be moving out of the home. She was charged with arson, reckless endangering, and causing mayhem.
I bet he still moves out of the home.
I hope so. That is a bad, bad, bad idea. Weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for your moment of duh, brought to you by RadioSavings.com. A Pennsylvania woman has been charged in a murder plot for hire, a murder for hire plot, however you say that. She tried to have her husband killed on a payment plan. Yeah. 44-year-old Claudia Caron stands accused of criminal solicitation to commit homicide after she tried to hire an undercover detective as a hitman to take
convenient monthly payments.
to take out her hubby. She thought he was abusing her and her family and cheating on her with other women. She was arrested and charged after an undercover operation conducted. Says they described in detail that she wanted her husband killed, and then she was going to pay a $100 deposit, and then she was going to pay $4,000 for the value-priced hit. But during the meeting, she was talking about, well, I can't really pay it all in full, so I'm going to do this. She was talking about making payments. Anyway, during the payment process is when she was arrested.
Everybody knows a good hitman is going to set you back at least 10 grand.
Is that what they charge? How do you know that? She's my wife, by the way. Should I be concerned? This is today's Moment of Duh.
Early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise. This is a great quote from Benjamin Franklin. At InsuranceChicken.com, we know a thing or two about great quotes. We help people get great insurance quotes every day. It's super simple and free to find out if we can make you healthy, wealthy, and wise. Okay, I can't guarantee that, but I can assure you we'd love to help at InsuranceChicken.com. We want to help you pack out great deals on insurance. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for, is it a golf course or is it a rehab center? Brought to you by Time4Rehab.com. Heidi, tell me, Hidden Hills, Jacksonville, Florida. Hidden Hills, is it a golf course or is it a rehab center?
I'm going to say that's a golf course.
And Hidden Hills is a golf course.
Nice, I
Yay!
got one.
Heidi got one right.
I did.
That's how we play. Is it a golf course or is it a rehab center? Brought to you by Time4Rehab.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of bettercreditcards.com. And what a cool story right here. I think this is just a really neat story. A chef had his bike stolen during a shift, and a stranger replaced it. How cool is that?
That's neat.
So an appeal by a restaurant in England led to a business owner replacing and upgrading a chef's stolen bicycle. During the shift that he was working at a place called Apple Cart, chef Liam Sidaway had his bicycle stolen, but that was his only mode of transportation. He said, "My bike had unfortunately been stolen whilst on shift.
Whilst.
And I used it to get around to and from work. It caused a big reaction around the local community when posted on social media." That's when Daniel Selcraig saw the post on Facebook, and he was reminded of his own bike theft when he was starting out. He said, "When I was younger, working my first job, saved up hundreds of pounds to buy a new bike." This is in England, by the way. "Within a couple of weeks of getting it, I left work to find my lock had been cut and the bike was gone. It was so upsetting." He said, "To this day, I still remember how awful I felt seeing that somebody had done that. When I saw Liam's story, I knew I couldn't ignore it. I had to do something for him." So, Selcraig, who owns a place, it's a lawn maintenance place, ordered an even better model of bike than what was stolen, and then took it over to the place and dropped it off for him. He says, "We're just a small family-run company, but on this occasion, I could afford to help somebody in a terrible situation, so I did." He says, "If we can help our local community be supportive to our business adventures since we started." So I don't know what that means. Anyway, he helped out, which is a really, really cool
That's
thing.
fantastic.
I think I might have read most of that wrong. I'm reading and my computer's not working. You ever have that? Like when you're on the spot and it just doesn't want to do what you need it to do?
It's usually when it doesn't do what you want
exactly.
it to do.
Well, time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show this weekend.